Serena Williams just walked off center court. And then she disappeared. No press conference. No questions. No explanation in person. Just a statement handed out on paper, like she was too big to face the room. And here's the thing that's making this so much worse for her right now. This wasn't some random early round exit nobody cared about. This was Serena's first singles match in almost 4 years. The tennis world dropped everything to watch it. Cameras everywhere. Storylines everywhere. And the moment it didn't go her way, she vanished. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why fans are calling this the most frustrating version of Serena, and why one 20-year-old's raw, nervous honesty is making Serena's silence look even worse by comparison. Stick around, because the numbers behind this comeback are wilder than you think. Let's rewind for a second, because context matters here. Serena Williams is 44 years old. Her last singles match was the 2022 US Open. That's not a short break, that's nearly 4 years away from singles competition. Most players her age aren't just retired. They're commentating from a booth somewhere, not lacing up for Wimbledon. So when word got out that Serena was stepping back onto center court, it wasn't just a tennis story. It was an event. The kind of thing that gets non-tennis fans checking scores. The kind of thing that makes broadcasters clear their schedules. Her opponent? A 20-year-old Australian named Maya Joint. Ranked nowhere near Serena's legacy, and by her own admission having a rough season, only 3 singles wins all year heading into this match. On paper, this should have been the kind of match Serena controls. It wasn't. Maya Joint took the first set 6-3. Serena clawed one back in a brutal tiebreak, 7-6. And then, in the deciding set, Joint closed it out 6-3 to win the match. 3 sets. A real fight. Not a blowout, not a mismatch. A genuine battle that could have tipped either direction in that final set. And what makes it even more interesting is how Joint herself described the experience of playing across the net from Serena. She admitted she barely slept the night before, that she forgot her warm-up walking out, that her legs weren't moving. In her own words, facing Serena carries a weight, an aura, that rattles even someone trying to play the biggest match of their career. Think about that for a second. A 20-year-old was so overwhelmed by Serena's presence that she almost couldn't function in the first few minutes. And she still found a way to win. That's not a fluke. That's a player who fought through fear and came out the other side. Which makes what happened after the match even harder to ignore. After the loss, Serena skipped her post-match media availability entirely at the All England Club. Instead of standing in front of reporters, she sent a written statement. In it, she said it felt great to be back at Wimbledon, that she never expected to be there, that the atmosphere and the walkout were amazing, and that she relished and missed the moment more than anything. Nice words. Genuinely nice words. But here's the problem. Those words came from a piece of paper, not from Serena standing in a room answering follow-up questions. And for an athlete who has commanded press rooms for over 2 decades, who has taken hard questions after far more painful losses than this one, choosing to skip it this time sent a message whether she intended it or not. Tennis journalists noticed immediately. One reporter pointed out just how much coverage this comeback had received. Full broadcast attention, packed stands, worldwide storylines, only for Serena to opt out of the one moment where she'd actually have to speak for herself. And that's exactly where the backlash started. Social media did not hold back. Some fans called it frustrating, saying this exact pattern, brilliance on the court, silence off it when things don't go her way, is the part of Serena that's always tested their patience. Others were blunter, pointing out that even at this stage of her career, avoiding hard moments still doesn't sit right with them. There were plenty of sarcastic jabs too, questioning whether skipping press after a loss really reflects the class Serena is usually associated with. Now, to be fair, Serena doesn't owe anyone a perfect reaction to a loss. She's earned the right to process a tough result however she wants. But that's exactly the tension driving this story. The public built this comeback up into a massive event, and when the ending didn't go Serena's way, she chose privacy over the press room. Fans feel like they were invited to a moment that got cut short right when it mattered most. It's a completely human reaction. It's also, undeniably, the reason this story is spreading right now. Here's where it gets interesting, though, because this isn't the end of the story. Not even close. If Serena keeps building on this run, there's a genuine milestone within reach, becoming the oldest player to win a major singles match since Martina Navratilova pulled it off at 47 back in 2004. That's not a small comparison. That's legendary company. Williams hasn't confirmed her plans for the rest of the season yet, though Cincinnati has been floated as a possible tune-up ahead of the US Open, and fans won't have to wait long to see her again. She's already set to team up with her sister Venus for a doubles match against Camila Osorio and Solana Sierra just 2 days after this loss. So really, this whole controversy might end up being a blip in a much bigger comeback story, or it might be the first crack in a comeback that fizzles under pressure. Nobody knows yet. That's what makes this worth watching. So here's the real question. Was skipping the press room a fair move for a 44-year-old legend protecting her energy after an emotional night? Or was it exactly the kind of moment that defines how someone handles pressure when the story doesn't go their way? Drop your take in the comments. I read every single one. And if you want to see how this comeback unfolds when Serena and Venus hit the court together this week, make sure you're subscribed, because that story is coming next.